All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Nicole, and welcome back to our English class. For today's session, we are going to continue with where we left off yesterday. Yesterday, we discussed on, we learned pronunciation, focusing on English vowels. We started it off with short and long vowel sounds. You're really getting a feel of their production. Now, what you see on the screen now is a visual that simply states monophthongs. This is our, this is where we will start for today because we are going to focus on monophthongs and diphthongs in today's session. Okay. Now, I mentioned yesterday. I don't know if you know, if you remember, but both I've mentioned that both the short vowels and the long vowels we covered are examples of monophthongs. So both short and long vowels are monophthongs. Okay? But why is that? What are monophthongs? Well, monophthongs, just to quickly recap, a monophthong is a pure vowel sound. Okay? This means that when you produce it, your tongue and jaw stay in a relatively stable position. There's no significant movement or glide from one vowel position to another within that single sound. So it's a single unchanging vowel quality. Think of it like holding one note steadily when you sing. Okay? We have just, practiced a whole range of them, from the short and relaxed sounds like E in ship and E in bed to the, longer, more precise sounds like E in sheep and in far. Okay? Understanding monophthongs is crucial because they are the building blocks of many words, and clearly distinguishing them is the key to accurate pronunciation. Okay? All right. All right. We're taking on the next part of this, which of course, since we've already talked about what is monophthongs, what does it do, what are its covered things. So we are going to talk about um main how do you call that? Ooh. We are going to cover into its sample sounds. Okay? We'll be highlighting it into red. Okay. The first one is E. Okay. E. So you can see the main vowel chart at the top and below it. If there's a zoomed in section specifically dedicated to the E sound. Okay. This section highlights the IPA symbol E, a visual of a mouth shape which perfectly matches what we discussed earlier. The lips spread wide, almost like a smile, and the tongue high and forward. Okay. This is how you make that sound. And of course, a list of example words with their IP transcriptions demonstrating this sound. Like, what are our examples here? We have heat, peak, peace, leak. Now, all of them uses this particular long vowel sound. Okay? This visual perfectly illustrates what we mean by monophthong, because when you say heat, for example, that vowel sound is E. It the vowel sound is pure, and it does not change. Your mouth stays in that smiling position for the entire duration of the sound. So let's try these words together. I want you to really focus on that long sustained E sound for each word. Keep your lips spread wide. Say these words: heat, peak, peace, leak. So this repetition helps train in your ear, your it helps train in your ear and your mouth to consistently produce this specific monophthong. Okay? All right. It's the essence of a monophthong. Okay, fantastic. We are continuing our exploration of monophthongs. Take a look at the display on your screen. Now, it's still focusing on vowel sounds, monophthongs, and this time it is highlighting the E sound. Is it E? Yeah, the E sound. It's the IP symbol we are going to tackle on today. Now, it is a visual of the mouth shape for this sound where the lips are a bit more relaxed compared to the wide smile for E. So this matches our earlier description of being a quick and relaxed sound. Okay? And a great example, of course, of these words includes hit, miss, pick, tip. And as a reminder, this is a short monophthong. Okay? When you say these words, the vowel sound is brief and your tongue remains in a relatively stable position. So it doesn't glide. It's that quick, relaxed eh sound. So think of it as the vowel in ship, which was our earlier example. Okay? Let's try these words out together now. I want you to really focus on getting that short, relaxed E sound in the word. Okay? Quick. Okay, that's the second, syllable, the second consonant we had focus on. Well, anyway, let's continue with this one. Okay, with that, continue our journey through monophthongs. Okay, take a look at this. It details the what kind of sound is this? Ooh, okay. So this provides a clear view of the particular short vowel sound. So the IP symbol is oo and oo. A visual of the mouth shape for this one, where the lips are slightly rounded but relaxed. So this matches our earlier description example words with their IP descriptions to help us practice, of course. Now, as a reminder, everyone, this is a short monophthong. When you say these words, it's the vowel sound. How do you call that? Longer, more tense, getting the short done around the same, elements. Right? Okay. Remember to run your lips gently, but the gloss is moving. Okay? All right. Sample words for this one is first. Um, you say put again. Put. Say cook, cook, look, look, and get. Good, good. Okay? That is for this particular vowel sound. Next to that, we're continuing our in-depth look at monophthongs. Take a look at display on your screen. This section provides a clear view of this particular long vowel, not long, but yeah, vowel sounds. Okay, so this is it. That's the next IPA symbol that we are going to talk about for our dinner. Okay, well, as you can see, it's highlighting and detailing the ooh sound. So this section, it provides a clear view of this particular long vowel sound. Okay, it's just like that, right? The IPA symbol ooh, and notice those two dots after the symbol. Again, if you're with me yesterday, you will know. But yeah, to review or recap, that's our visual cue that this is a long vowel sound. You need to hold it for a slightly longer duration. So a visual of the mouth shape for this sound where the lips are clearly rounded and pushed forward, almost like you're plucking for a kiss. Okay? All right. Next is series last examples. Okay. Very good. All right. Now we'll go. There's really so many of you know, anything about others. Well, we're going to focus on this one first. Okay. Talking about this particular sound, ooh, it's a long monophthong. When you say these words, the vowel sounds is sustained and your tongue remains in a stable position. So be high and towards the back of your mouth. It's that full tense of ooh sound you hear in words like moon or blue. It's crucial to distinguish it from the shorter, more relaxed and sound, those kind of sounds. Next is good or put, okay, which we just practiced. Now let these words out together now. I want you to really focus on getting that long sustained sound in each word. Remember to round your lips firmly and push them forward. Okay? All right. Now with that, since we're talking about this one, long oo sound, let's try to make these words out together now. So I want you to really focus on getting that long, sustained oo sound in each word. So remember to round your lips firmly and push them forward and make sure the sound is healed. Okay? Next, to that, of course, we're going to talk about the example words with this kind of English vowel sound. Let's start with the first one. Say suit. Again, suit. Say juice, through, room. Okay? That's how you typically just practice it. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's continue with our monophthongs. Now, so far, we have discussed or we've covered the first area, the upper part, the top area of this cropped, how do you call it? Cropped IPA chart. All right. Okay. Let's move on. We're continuing our detailed look at monophthongs. So take a look at the display on your screen now. It's still focusing on IPA vowel sounds monophthongs, and this time it's highlighting and detailing the e sound. Okay, that's our next sound. Okay, that one. All right. Now this symbol represents the short vowel sound. So just like the in bed, which was our previous example word. Now a visual of the mouth shape for this one where the mouth is slightly open and the lips are relaxed. So this matches our earlier description of it being quick, of it being, a clear sound. And a list of example words with their IP transcriptions to help us practice include let, mess, neck, and wet. Okay? Now that is a short monophthong. So when you say these words, the vowel sound is brief and your tongue remains relatively flat and central into your mouth. So it's that clear sound you hear in words like red or pen. It's crucial to make sure it's not too long and doesn't sound like a long E or another vowel. So let's try these words out together. And I want you to really focus on getting that short, crisp sound in each word. So keep written short vowel, often called the schwa sound. Look at the symbol highlighted. It's an upside down E. That's what we call a schwa sound. Now, this is the most common vowel sound in English. It's a very short, relaxed, and neutral sound, typically found in unstressed syllables. So, okay. I think you want to continue with this one. Well, yes, we have chosen this particular trouble because this just brings back everything that we went through for that. Okay, they went through for that. Anyway, that's the gift. That's the IPA gift. Okay, we have an extremely important short vowel. So that is on. Okay. You. All right. Okay. That's good. For a schwa sound, well, a schwa sound. So it typically found in stressed syllables. Your mouth is barely open and your tongue completely relaxed in the center. That is our schwa sound. Okay, it's very short, it's very relaxed, and there's a neutrality in there. UH, that's neutrality. Okay, so we're going to focus on that. Any questions in the elusive schwa? Oh, I think none. Well, moving on. Okay. Moving on, we have another long vowel sound here. This is the long R sound. It's a long sustained R sound where your tongue is fairly central and often slightly curled back. So especially in R controlled accents like General American English. Your mouth is relatively neutral. Okay? Take note of that. For example, these are our example words: hurt, nurse, work, and serve, of course. Remember those two dots? I mean, it's a long sound. Try saying these words, stretch out that hair of your of yours, of your spaces, everyone. All right, let's try to focus on this for a moment. All right, continuing with the example words for schwa sound. Notice how the schwa appears in different spellings for the following words: a poet, carrot, pilot, minute. Okay, that's it. That's just it. All right. Okay, let's try it on. That is on schwa sound. Okay. Next up, we have another long vowel sound. Okay, not really a long vowel sound, but this is yeah. There's still a short vowel sound before that. Okay, we're next to we have here is a revisit in short vowel sound. So this is the short sound. It's a short, open, and slightly tense sound where your mouth is quite wide and your jaw is dropped. So think of it as saying apple. Okay. So for example, words here we have sut, hat, back, and cap. So you try to say these words. Make sure your mouth is wide open for that. Um, yeah, for that district. Okay. All right. Next to this is we will look at the short vowel. This is I had to kill that for a moment. All right, that is on short vowel sound. So that's sat, hat, back, and cap. Okay. Next, we'll look at the short vowel. This one, just beside it, it's a short sound like it. It's short, it's relaxed and central vowel. So meaning your tongue here is in a neutral position. So think of it's the sound like in cup, fuzz, luck, and cup. Okay? Try saying these words and make sure that the sound is short and relaxed. It's like a quick sound. Okay? All right. Wait for a moment. Okay. Oh no. we are going to continue with this, with the next one, this one. Okay, we have a prominent long vowel here. Ah, this is the long open sound. It's sustained sound where your mouth is very wide open and your tongue is low and flat in the back. Think of it the sound in father. Okay, it's Sample words include start, glass, dark, love. Okay, remember the two dots means it's a long sound. There's two dots beside the vowel letters. Okay. All right. That is for again one one more time. All right. Very good. Next to this word, not word, but next to this song, multo is it. This is short. You know, open o sound. It's a short sound where your mouth is open and your lips are slightly rounded. Think of it like the o in hot. Primarily in British English, we can find that. Okay. All right, that one. So this is again say for example hot, boss, salt, top. Okay, try saying these words. Make sure your mouth is open and your lips are slightly rounded for that brief sound. Okay. Okay, that's that. We are on short sound here, so you're going to focus on that. Actually, this is the last. I think this is the last one song we are going to talk about for today's session. Okay. All right. Okay, fantastic work, everyone. We have now covered all the main short, long, main, short and long pronophthongs in English. So you have been introduced to their IPA symbols, their mouth shapes, and you have practiced them with various examples. So now, as a display on your screen will indicate it, a moment, it's time to practice. We'll use our knowledge and any of these pure vowel guns. Okay? All right. Oh, okay. Our fantastic work, everyone. We have now covered the main short and long monophthongs in English. You have been introduced to their IP symbols, as I mentioned earlier, the shape of their mouths, and the way you practice with them. Now, as on our display will indicate in a moment, it's time to practice. We'll use our knowledge of these pure vowel sounds and get ready, of course. Since it's time to practice, this is just my way. This is just my way to really assess you. Okay? Let's start with this one. E, E, beat, beat, bet, feel, fell, feel. For the first, monophthong or the vowel sound, the one with the dots, it's E. Again, E. Next to that is, same. It's E, which is shorter basically. Next to that, we have E. Again, E. So that's that, okay? Okay. Next to that is this one. All right. Great job with the practice drill on monophthongs, everyone. It's really helpful to isolate and distinguish those pure vowel sounds. Okay. All right. Now, as you can see on the display, our next key takeaway is all about diphthongs. This is where the vowels get a little more dynamic. Okay. Well, we're still not finished with this one. We're going to continue with the practice drill, of course. Now, this one is and Now, which ones of the given words are the answer? For the first vowel sound, the correct word is pet. Second, correct word is mat. Okay? These are our week's earnings. Right? Next. Okay. Now, the next one here is very simple. This is an sound and sound. Okay? So the answer here is cup and card. Next. Okay. O and Now we try to really be understanding. But yeah, our answer for this one is brought and bird. Okay, all right. And lastly, we have the last set of um consonant vowel sound. Consonant vowel. Um English vowel sounds. Okay. First to the screen is oo. Again, it is oo. Okay. It's ooh, so it's a short vowel, as you've noticed. So what are example for this? Well, we can try to each as much as you can, but try to really see if that works with flat stomach. Okay. Well, continuing with English vowel monophthongs, we have oo, which they're very characteristic of long vowel sound. So an example of this would be food. And lastly, the schwa sound. We talked about it, and our word is about. Okay, this is the schwa sound. All right, and I think that's the last part for our monophthongs. We are going to delve deeper immediately with our diphthongs. Okay. Well, before we continue with the examples, what are diphthongs? You might ask. We just spent a whole time on monophthongs, which are pure every single word, sounds where your tongue stays in place. Okay? All right. Remember, we just spent on monophthongs, which are pure single vocal sound where your tongue stays in one place. Diphthongs here, on the other hand, are like a combination of two vowel sounds that occur with a single syllable. When you kind of like produce something. Okay, that's for diphthongs. All right. Remember, we just spent time on monophthongs, which are pure single vowel sounds where your tongue stays in one place. For diphthongs, on the other hand, is like a combination of two vowel sounds that occur when a single syllable within a single syllable. So okay, all right. Think of it this way: just be positive instead of just saying like in far. A diphthong might start with an sound and then glide towards an sound. Okay? All in one smooth, how do you call that? Smooth motion. Now, in English, diphthongs are very common and they're crucial for sounding natural. We'll be looking at some of the most common ones later on. Okay? All right. Everybody ready for, gliding vowel sounds? Let's dive into them immediately. All right. Okay. Let's dive into our first diphthong. Now the display shows IPA vowel sounds, diphthongs, and highlights the, how do you call this? E sound, okay? This is a gliding vowel. It starts with a short E and glides towards the schwa sound. You can see the mouth shape subtly fits, okay? All right. That is for the first diphthong sound, all right? Okay. All right. That's the first diphthong. Let me check. Forget to check it on the screen. Yeah, that one. That is the first diphthong. Okay. Here again, it starts with E sound and glides towards the schwa sound, the upside down E. You can see the mouth shape subtly shifts. Okay. Some example words include here, fear, near, and beer, of course. Okay, try saying these words, practice them, make sure you smoothly glide from the first part of the sound to the second, all within one syllable. Okay, let's continue with our diphthongs. Next to that is this one. Okay, it highlights the, how do you call this? The A sound. Okay, for a moment. All right. Again, this is the A sound. Okay? A sound. This is a gliding vowel that starts with a short E sound and glides towards the short E sound. You can see the mouth shape fairly open and then closes slightly. So that is A. Again, A. Example words include late, race, take, and train, of course. Well, that's on for the second, part of our diphthong, common diphthong sounds. Okay, you can try saying these words. Make sure you smoothly glide from the first part of the sound to the second. This sound is very common for the long A English. Okay, all right. Continuing with our diphthongs, the display shows IP vowel sounds. Diphthongs and highlights the oo sound in tourist or sometimes tour, cure, or pure. Okay. All right. For a moment. Let me check. Okay. All right. Going back to this, diphthong sound because I checked it in my audio recording. I don't know if you heard it because I was really planning to use audio recordings aside from me pronouncing it. I want you also to have an audio recordings of the different pronunciation of these particular different diphthongs, but I don't know, maybe you cannot really hear the audio. That's why I wasn't able to properly attach some audios into it because it's not working well. But yeah, focusing on this diphthong sounds, it's this is a gliding vowel that starts with a short oo sound, has an oo like in good, and glides towards the schwa sound. So your lips start slightly round and then relax. So this is ooh. Again, ooh. One more time, ooh. Example words: tour, cure, lure, pure. Okay, those are their pin. All right. Okay. Try seeing these words, making sure you smoothly glide from the first part of the sound to the second, of course. Okay? Make sure to do that. All right. Okay, let's move on to another diphthong. This display highlights the oi sound, as in boy. So this is a gliding vowel that starts with o sound, then like in door, like in door, and glides towards the short E sound. So your lip starts rounded and then spread. So that's oi. Again, oi. Example words include boy, join, choice, and of course, noise. So try saying these words smoothly transitioning from the rounded ah to the relaxed E sound. Okay? Let's keep going with the diphthongs, everyone. This one. Okay. Let's have this one. The display highlights the, how do you call this? O sound. Okay? O sound. Could be like that. The symbol, the IP symbol could be like that, or the one in black. This one. That's also acceptable. Okay? This is a gliding vowel for this particular, diphthong. It's a gliding vowel that starts with a mid-back rounded vowel sound. Like start rounded and say rounded, moves slightly. Let's go. Okay? So example words: no, dough, stone, and approach. So try saying these words, smoothly gliding from the first part of the sound to the second, maintaining lip rounding. Okay? All right. Next up for diphthongs is this one. Okay. Now the display highlights the A's. Here for a moment. Let me check. Okay. Yeah. This is, this particular diphthong sound is iya. Again, iya. This is a gliding vowel that starts with a short e sound, as in bed, and glides towards the schwa sound. Your mouth starts slightly open and then relaxes. Okay? Iya. Hair. That's the example word. Another pair, share, and then chair. Okay? Try saying these words smoothly transitioning from the e to the relaxed sound. Okay? All right. Let's keep going with the diphthongs. The display highlights the I sound. Okay, this is a gliding vowel that starts with an open sound, as in cut or feather, depending on accent, and glides towards the short E sound. Okay, your mouth starts wide open and then closes slightly as your lips spread. Okay, sample words include light, rise, like, and ripe. Try saying these words. Make sure you smoothly glide from the open to the relaxed E. Okay. That is, again, this particular diphthong sound is I. Again, I. All right. All right. For our very last diphthong in this set, okay, the display highlights the ow sound, as in cow. So this is a gliding vowel that starts with an open sound, similar to the in car and, okay, and father. Well, the glides together, they glides together. The shoot is on oo sound, okay, short oo sound. Your mouth starts wide open and then rounds with him, okay? All right. That's on the last. I wasn't able to. Yeah, this one. Look at the mouth. It's open and then it closes. I not closes, but it's more of like, the air, the open part of the mouth is really small after. Okay? Now, some example words includes about, found, house, and down. Okay, try saying these words smoothly transitioning from the open to the rounded oo sound. Okay, all right. Again, that one. Okay, of course. Next, we're trying to, do a recap of what, not a recap on diphthongs. And let's try to start with one of thongs. I guess it's just better that way. It's more cohesive. But yeah, we've reached the end of our session in English vowels and what a productive time it has been. Well, we started by revisiting the full how do you call that? The full phonemic chart, which is what you see on the screen right now. Okay, serving as our overall guide, and then we specifically zoomed in on the vowel section, first exploring the monophthongs again and then diphthongs. So here's a quick recap of what we've covered today. We started with monophthongs, which are pure vowel sounds. You've learned and practiced a variety of these single unchanging vowels, both short and long. So you say how your mouth stays in a relatively stable position to produce them. So we practiced for short vowel sounds e, ship, e, bed, a, cut, up, on, good. Then ubiquitous schwa sound. Okay? All right. Okay. That's for the short vowel sounds. Okay? Let's continue with the long vowel sounds. We have we have e in ship, oo in shoot, and in bird, and of course a door. Okay? Door. All right. Well, anyway, for a moment, let's just check. Let me just, check. Okay. That's on monophthong, okay? Monophthongs, short vowels and long vowels. Let's continue with diphthongs or the gliding vowels. Here you then explore these fascinating vowels where you move actually you're kind of like move actually moves from one position to another within a single syllable. So we practiced in our session these particular diphthong sounds and an example word, okay? First is ear, here, a, wait, tourist, oi, boy, um, oh, show, here, hair, I, my, and ow as cow. Okay? All right. Well, there is, this is our diphthong sound. So we've practiced that one. Well, that's a significant, there's just, a significant number of sounds, and you've done incredibly well with the practice drills. So the key takeaway from today is that distinguishing these vowel sounds, whether they are short, they are long, or gliding, is absolutely crucial for clear and natural pronunciation, which is why I really focused on monophthongs and diphthongs for today. Well, it might seem very simple, right? It may seem very simple topic because you just did it very simply also. Okay? Is that the right term? But yeah, all right. Next to that, for our upcoming sessions, we'll continue our deep dive into the IPA. We will shift our focus from vowels to consonant sounds in English, which are equally important for clarity. We'll go through them one by one. Okay? All right. Now, again, let's try to process everything, okay? Because there's really significant number of vowel sounds in English alphabet, okay? If you remember on our first few sessions on this particular topic, I learned pronunciation. There's totally forgot, but yeah. What I'm trying to say is that we're going to focus on that one, okay? And we're trying to really, really have fun, okay? All right. This is for monophthongs and diphthongs, okay? Yesterday we've already tackled on short vowel sounds as well as long vowel sounds. And today we continued with monophthongs and which are all voiced, okay? Again, what's the indicator of voiced in the chart? This one. If it's black, if the font is black, then that's voiced. If the font is gray, then that's disgrace. Oh, well, it's just, unvoiced, voiceless. Okay, you're, it's not that. There's just, no talk at all. Okay, that's on monophthongs and voiced. Well, quick side note with voiced and unvoiced sound because I wasn't able to clearly say it yesterday, right? For the vowel sounds. Now, everyone, all vowel sounds are, it's all are, what do you call that? All vowel sounds. No, not all vowel sounds, but some of the vowel sounds are clearly packed well and, just did that. Okay? That's on all vowel sounds. All right. All vowel sounds again are voiced. When we say voiced and voiceless, we focus on voiced. When we say voiced, when you try to, receive the pictures and see for yourself, there's really no kind of like exact competition when it comes to diphthongs. Okay? All right. So that is why um there's so many English vowel sounds, okay? All English vowels are voiced. Just that English oi is really not. It's really not, it's really not, but it is. So that's why we try to talk about them. Okay? All right. IPA is so for monophthong ship, ship, good, should, bed, call that, teacher, how do you call it? Next is er, and for, and lastly on. Okay, that's for monophthongs. Okay, good. Let's move on to diphthongs, of course. We cannot really continue. It's not complete without its opposite. Diphthongs. Ia, here. A, wait. Ua, tourist. Oi, boy. Show, oh, show. A, here. I, my, ow, and cow. Okay? Totally forget about that. Well, this is our monophthongs and diphthongs, everyone. Okay? All right. That's good. Again, this is our comprehensive discussion about this one. Let's just, for this time, let's focus on the mouth, okay? On the mouth. On the picture, for the long E sound, you see it's smiling. E, because that's how we do it. Look at me. E. Again, E for long vowel sound. Next to that, for E, again, E, short vowel sound. It's still, smiling, but just a little bit smile up. Just a little bit of smiling. It's look like it's awkward, okay? It's just like this. E. Again, E. Compared to the first one, E. Again, E. Your mouth is really stretched into a smile. For this one, it's just normal. E. Again, E. Now, that's a significant number of sounds. Again, you've done incredibly well with the practice drill, so the key what we're talking about for today it will be revealed later. Next to E, which is short vowel sound, is another short vowel sound, oo. Again, oo. Look at the mouth, you know formation. Next, of course, its counterpart, ooh. Ooh. Okay, the mouth is more rounded in this time. Next is again, your jaw is hanging just a little bit, just to relax. It's Next, your jaw is totally not hanging at all. Okay. All right. Next is er. Okay. That's the, how do you call it? Let me just check. That's the mouth formation for this particular monophthongs. Okay. All right. Next to that, let's just, as you can see, it's, a bit of a hanging It's not totally all the way down your jaw. It's not totally open your mouth. It's just, just a little bit open. Okay. Next, O. Again, O. One more time. O. Okay, of course, since it's producing an O sound, like the letter O sound. Your mouth and your mouth is totally forming an O shape. Okay, that's just how you can easily tell. Next to that, of course, is again Also, this one, your jaw is hanging, but not too much. That's ah. Again, ah. Next is up, up. Okay. Look at the mouth formation of the model. It's it's just very simple. You just make your how do you call that? How do you call that? You just make your day with a new or session, new kind of new kind of um cell phone. Okay, all right, okay, and that's it for me, everybody. That's it for me, baby. Okay, all right, that one. Okay, that is an sound. Okay, confirmed. Well, this is how your mouth forms when we try to say this particular sound. Okay. Next to that is this one, which is a short, not short, but a long vowel sound because there's two dots beside the vowel. Okay. Again, that is okay. As you can see, it's like the same with uh, uh, with this one. And then it's a bit more open and of course held a little bit longer because this is a long vowel sound. Okay. Next to that we have o. Again, o. It's forming an o letter in your mouth. Okay, look at the pronunciation. So it's not totally wide open, but it's open compared to others like this one o, where u, your mouth formation, the circle is a little bit smaller in this one compared to the last one. Oh, okay. Oh, now those are the mouth formations for the first part of our discussion, which is on monophthongs. Let's continue immediately with diphthongs. Okay. All right. This is the diphthongs. Now I've attached, with diphthongs, I've attached two pictures because again, diphthongs are a combination of two vowel sounds. So there's two mouth formation for that because there's two vowel sounds that is used in this one. Okay? All right. Let's start with this one. E. E. Again, it's smiling. E. Again, E. Then uh. It's smiling, but you close it a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, this is a next. Okay, let's start. We start still with an open mouth. Again, Your jaw is totally hanging and relaxed, and then end with a smile. E. Again, E. Next to that is this mouth formation. Of course, let's started with our mouth looking like that with a short O, shape. So that's oo, then eh, oo, eh. So it's more of like ooh, okay, ooh. Next to that is this one. Still, you start with an oo shape mouth, smaller one, and then e, again e. So this is oi. It's not oi, but oi, okay, oi. Next is this one, okay. Next is that one. Um, we start still with an open mouth. O, oo. So O. So it's slowly closed. I not closed totally, but slowly getting smaller the circles. So it's like oi. Again, oi. Next to that is this one. It starts with an sound. So your jaw is a bit hanging and relaxed, of course. Okay. And then a schwa sound, of course. So eh, a here. A. Again, A. It slowly closes. A. If the previous one is oi, oi, it slowly closes to. It is the next one or the current one is A. Again, A. Next is I. So it's just the same with oi and A, but it's I. Okay, it's a. So it slowly closes. I. And lastly, we have ow. Same with I, but the ending sound is just ooh. Okay, so this is I and ow. Okay, all right. And I think, yeah, that's the last part of our session, everyone. So thank you so much for your presence and participation in today's discussion. For our upcoming sessions, we'll continue our deep dive into the IPA. We'll shift our focus from vowels to the consonant sounds, of course, in English, which are equally important for clarity. We'll go through them in the same way, same systematic way. We're focusing on production and recognition this time. All right. So keep practicing these vowels in your spare time, everyone. Listen to them in conversations, maybe. And remember that the IPA is your best friend in this journey because I will be integrating IPA at every part of my lesson, okay? So that you can really be immersed, you can really be familiar with it. You can be really knowledgeable into how to read such words, phrases, or sentences, even in IPA transformation, okay? All right. We did that. So remember that IP is your best friend in this journey, everyone. Thank you all for your active participation today. I'm looking forward to our next session as we tackle the consonants. Okay. Good, great, everyone. Okay. That's it, I think. Well, a moment. Okay. Thank you all for your participation today, everyone, for your presence and everything. I'm really looking forward to our next session as we tackle the consonants. Great work, everyone. And have a nice and great weekend as much as possible. Okay? All right. Goodbye and good night.